Hi, welcome back to the ninth week of Weight Loss Journey 2024. Currently, we are focusing on the hormones which cause us to gain weight, at the same time, how to manage those hormones naturally. My name is Dr. Chitra. I'm one of the GPs working near London. I'm also a certified partner in the National Weight Loss Program. This is a structured weight loss program, and currently we are in the second phase. Last week we discussed about two main hormones, that is insulin and growth hormone, which has major influence on weight loss. This week let's talk about two other hormones. They are cortisol and thyroid. They are important to our weight loss because they affect our metabolism and leads to weight gain. Let's talk about the thyroid first. Thyroid is a hormone which is produced by your thyroid gland, which is in the neck, and thyroid's main function is to manage your metabolism. So, what is metabolism? Metabolism is how effectively your body burn and consume the food. Thyroid hormone plays a crucial role in regularizing your metabolism. Eventually, high metabolism will help you to lose as well as maintain your weight. As per the American Thyroid Association, the low thyroid or hypothyroidism can cause you to gain 5 to 10 pounds of weight, depends upon the severity. Even though women are more prone for low thyroid level, men also get hypothyroidism after the age of 50. So if you are finding hard to lose weight, please speak to your GP and check your thyroid level with a simple blood test. Not to worry, if your thyroid is low, we can easily correct this problem with the help of levothyroxine tablets. If you are a woman between 20 to 40 years old and you have irregular periods and struggle to lose weight, please do speak to your GP to check for your other hormones to make sure you don't have PCOS, that is polycystic ovarian syndrome. I will talk about the PCOS in a different video, but if you are going for a blood test, please do check for your thyroid, and if you are a female, please ask them to do for a PCOS test as well. The second hormone is cortisol. When anyone is stressed, our body produces a hormone called adrenaline. This adrenaline sends our body to fight or flight mode. Initially, adrenaline temporarily stops your appetite. However, if adrenaline production is continuous, our body is going to produce another hormone called cortisol. This cortisol dangerously increase your appetite and make you to crave for high fatty and high sugary diet. As long as you are stressed, the cortisol level will be high in your body. Many research show that only high fatty and high sugary diet will only manage the cortisol craving. This is the main reason for comfort eating. Some of the research shows that women mostly crave for high fatty and high sugary diet if they are in stress, but men they turn towards alcohol. Alcohol has lot of sugar, well it's full of sugar and it has plenty of calories. When anyone is stressed, our body will produce insulin as well. And this insulin convert the comfort eating food and alcohol straight into fat and deposit in your tummy as well as all around your body. That's the main reason we call this as a beer belly. So how are we going to control this stress hormone cortisol as well as the insulin? To control the insulin, we already taken the approach low carb as well as intermittent fasting for the last 8 weeks time. If you have already followed this last 8 weeks diet, your insulin level will be definitely low. If anyone had a blood test before starting the diet and after the 8 week of diet, definitely the blood sugar level will be low. To control this cortisol, let's use the 3-point approach, that is diet, exercise and cognitive behavioral therapy. First we talk about the exercise. Of course, when you are doing exercise, because of the physical stress, cortisol level will go slightly high. But exercise will help to produce good chemicals in your body, that is called serotonin and endorphin. They are called feel good hormones. They dominate the cortisol released because of your physical stress. At the same time, the feel good hormone make you to feel sleepy as well. That is the main reason after a regular exercise, your sleeping pattern will be much more better. because you are sleeping very well and the stress will go down and that will automatically reduces the cortisol level. So we are going to focus on stretch exercise to release the stress from your different group of muscles. Please see this exercise and start doing it after your cardio or before going to sleep. It takes only a couple of minutes. It's going to be focusing on group of muscles and joints. So it will relieve all the stress from your body so that you can sleep better at the same time. That will reduces the cortisol level. These stretch exercises are more important because we are going to start a functional exercise from next week onwards. Before starting the functional exercise, we need to make sure the muscles are stretched properly and they are ready to go ahead with the functional exercise. Please continue 30 minutes of cardio exercise at fat burning heart rate 5 times a week for this week. From next week onwards, we will start functional exercise. Next is a diet. We are already doing a healthy ketosis. That means we are taking 1200 calories per day, 20 to 50 net carb per day. At the same time, 40 to 45 grams of fat, that is unsaturated, and zero point 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per kg of your body weight per day. At the same time, we are planning to take 1.5 to 2 liter of water per day to reduce the stress of the kidneys due to the healthy ketosis. Last is a cognitive behavioral therapy. Please understand, losing weight is not hard at all. You can easily lose weight, but sticking with a plan and maintaining the weight is much more harder. That's the main reason we are taking this cognitive behavioral therapy to change your behavior towards the food. So, this is more important than the diet and exercise. Please don't skip this cognitive behavioral therapy. This week, we are planning to reduce the cortisol level with the help of reducing your stress. So, now we know how stress and negative thoughts lead us to comfort eating. If you want to take control of your comfort eating, you need to do only one thing, that is, managing your stress by stopping the negative thoughts. Keeping your mind positive will help you to produce the good hormone, that is serotonin and endorphin, at the same time make you to feel better about yourself so you won't be that stressed. Let me explain about how to control the stress which I am using. As a GP, I have limited time and every patient I have only 10 minutes and we don't have any break in between 18 patients. Some patients leave me with some of the negative feeling like disappointment, angry or frustration. I have to control this emotion before I see the next patient. So we have a extensive training to manage your emotion, not to carry to the next patient. I use two strategies to manage my stress and stop my negative thinking. First is reflection, next one is a distraction. Make it as very simple. If you have a negative thought because of some argument or disappointment, just reflect and find out is there anything else you might have done better and have a plan. So if you are coming across the same situation next time, you won't be that stressed because you have a plan already in your hand. Next one is distraction. In between the patient, if I'm really stressed, I just watch some YouTube video shorts which make me laugh. Visual triggers are very effective to change the scene. So in our cognitive behavioral therapy, we are doing only one thing. Just to keep your mind positive so that your stress will automatically come down. That's all about this week. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. At the same time, please do leave your comments. If you want to discuss about any other new topics, leave a comment. I try to cover that in the future videos. Take care. Bye.